Stanford comes into the ACC with the lowest win total, over-under win total in the conference. We'll get to that in just a second as we go game by game with predictions. First, just some thoughts on this team. They bring back Ashton Daniels at quarterback, a guy with some experience. We'll see if he can improve upon last season. Good runner, so it gives them a dynamic playmaker back there at quarterback. Running back group overall is a concern. I don't think they have a lot of depth there. At least not a lot of proven depth. Wide receivers should be good, led by Eric Manor. Really, really good wide receiver. A lot of people, maybe you haven't heard of him, but this is a very talented kid. And the offensive line should be okay. They've got some experience coming back there. Defense, there are some areas I like about the defense. The defensive line, though, is it going to be good enough? That's going to be a question mark there. But overall, I think Stanford will be, they're going to be among the worst teams in the ACC. But I don't think they're going to be terrible. I think that they'll be able to win maybe a couple of conference games. But the schedule's pretty tough. Here's that over-under again at 3.5. You've got TCU and Notre Dame in the non-conference. So two really tough opponents there. And 3.5 wins, that's where Vegas has them. So 3-9, 4-8, the most likely scenario for this Stanford team. And again, when you look at the schedule, that seems pretty fair, honestly. I don't really see them beating TCU. I'm expecting TCU to be pretty good this year. That is a loss to start things off, but they should beat Cal Poly. So a 1-1 start. Then you travel to Syracuse on the road. Friday night game after a bye week. Do they have a chance? Maybe, but I think Syracuse is going to be good enough to where they should be able to win this game. And then Clemson on the road, that's a very, very tough one. So I don't see them winning either one of those games. Then they are back home for Virginia Tech. So they got to travel to Clemson and then travel to Virginia Tech. Well, Virginia Tech actually goes on the road before this and then on the road all the way to Stanford. So both teams going to be traveling a lot, but that could catch up to Virginia Tech in this game. They're going to be a team that leans on their defense. Stanford playing at home, maybe they make a few plays offensively. And again, I think they're going to pull off an upset. This is my pick. I think it's Virginia Tech going down, and that's where Stanford gets their big win. Notre Dame, next game on the road, don't really see them having much of a chance in this one. Notre Dame just way too talented. That should be a loss. Then you've got SMU. At home, maybe they've got a shot to pull off an upset here. If it's not Virginia Tech, then maybe it is this SMU game. But I'm going to go with SMU. Just too much talent in this one, and got to go Mustangs. Next, you got Wake Forest at home. It's a tough one. I think Wake Forest is going to be improved this year. They're going to have a pretty good offense, and they're going to have a good defensive line. So can the Stanford offensive line hold up? I think they'll play pretty well at home, and I think they'll find a way to get this one. I like Stanford. I said at the beginning, I think they get a couple of wins in the ACC, and I think they knock off Wake Forest here in a slight upset. Next game at NC State, really no chance there. Louisville, same story. Again, I don't see Stanford really competing in those games. California up next on the road. Should be a good one. I think these teams are pretty even. I think Cal a little bit better offensively, and that's going to be the difference here. Game is also at Cal, so I know that's not a super tough place to play, but still, it is a home field. You have a home field advantage. Even if there's nobody in the stands, just being at home. But yeah, Cal gets the win here in a close one. And then they close things out with San Jose State on the road. Not going to be an easy win for a team like Stanford, especially, again, playing on the road. But I think they've got enough, especially at the line of scrimmage. They should have an advantage in this one. And I think they beat San Jose State. And they finish off that 4-8. So 4-8, my prediction for Stanford. Actually over that 3.5 number. If they don't beat Virginia Tech, if they don't beat Wake Forest, they lose one of those games, again, could easily be 3-9. I don't really, these games in the red, I don't see them having much of a chance at all. Maybe SMU and Cal are games they could possibly pull off an upset. So maybe some of these games get flipped around. But 4-8 is where I think they're going to finish. Do you guys agree? Do you disagree? Give me your thoughts and your predictions of Stanford down in the comments below.